Chapter 1. The Mirror and the Mind. This is not just a video. This is your mirror. A mirror, not of your face, but of your soul. You didn't click this video by accident. It was waiting for you. Because deep inside, you already know it's time. Time to stop running. Time to stop escaping. Time to stop blaming your life, your past, your pain. Time to stop being a passenger in your own mind. This is the first moment of the rest of your life. The first real question is, who is in control, your mind or you? We all live inside our heads, but most of us never take control of that space. We let our thoughts do what they want. We let our emotions push us around. We let habits rule us. We wake up tired. We scroll for an hour. We know it's not helping, but we do it anyway. Why? Because it feels good for a moment, but later we feel even worse. This is the trap of instant gratification. That thing that feels sweet for 5 minutes, but leaves a bitter taste for 5 hours. Let's be honest, when you feel sad, you open Instagram. When you're bored, you open YouTube. When you're anxious, you reach for junk food. When you're lonely, you text someone who's not even good for you, just to feel seen, just to feel something. These actions feel like relief, but they are not. They are tricks. They are quick fixes. And every time you choose them, you fall deeper into a loop of emotional pain.
It starts with discomfort, then a distraction, then guilt, then more discomfort, and the loop goes on. You try to escape pain, but you only create more of it.
Let me give you a small example. It's 11 p.m. You have school or work tomorrow. You are tired, but your favorite show has a new episode. Your mind says, just one episode. Your eyes light up. Your hand picks up the remote. But wait, your higher self, the quiet part of you that knows better. It whispers, sleep now. Win tomorrow. This moment is a test. Do you give in to your mind, or do you take control? This is not about a movie. It's about every small decision you make. Because your life is made of tiny choices, and tiny choices shape your power. What feels good now might destroy your tomorrow. That's not pleasure. That's a trap. But if you can pause for just 1 minute, if you can ask yourself a simple question, what will this give me after 1 hour? After 1 day? After 1 month? You start waking up. You start choosing power instead of pleasure. You start touching your mind. Look around you. The strongest people you know, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, they didn't become that way by accident. They trained, they failed, they learned, and they chose the right thing even when it was hard, especially when it was hard. Saying no to one more scroll, saying no to a bad habit. And we become strong the same way, through 100 small no's to those same things. Power is not always loud. Sometimes power is quiet. Power is turning off the screen. Power is drinking water instead of soda. Power is sitting with your pain instead of escaping it. Power is choosing sleep over drama. These little wins, they add up. If your mind is a battlefield, then your daily choices are your weapons. But you are not fighting your mind. You are training it. You are shaping it, because your mind is not your enemy, it's your tool. It will serve you when you lead it, but it will control you if you let it lead. You have to choose every morning, every night. Now pause. Look into yourself. You've made it to this point in the video because something in you wants more. Not just more comfort, but more control. Not just more happiness, but real strength. That desire inside you, it's not small. It's sacred. It's your real self waking up. And the best part? You don't need to change everything at once. You just need to start. With one better decision. With one moment of honesty. With one step toward yourself. That's how warriors are built. One choice at a time. So now, ask yourself, what is one temporary pleasure I can say no to today? And what is one powerful choice I can say yes to? That's it. That's the first step. The mirror is in front of you. It's time to touch your mind. Chapter 2. Wisdom versus reaction. Look around you. Most people are not really thinking. They are just reacting. One moment they're calm, the next they are shouting. One moment they're happy, the next they are angry, jealous, or afraid. Something small happens, and suddenly they lose control. Why? Because they are not living with wisdom. They are living with impulse, like a matchstick. One tiny spark, and boom, fire. No pause, no thought, just reaction. But here's the truth. You were not born to react to life like a machine. You were born to respond to life with awareness. That's what intelligence is. Not how fast you speak, not how many books you read, but how wisely you act. And wisdom begins with slowing down, slowing your breath, slowing your thoughts, slowing your tongue. Taking a small pause and asking yourself, what is the right response here? What would the wisest version of me do right now? Let me give you a picture. Imagine your mind is a car. It has a steering wheel, and you're supposed to drive it. But inside that car are passengers, your emotions. Anger is in the back seat. Fear is near the window. Jealousy is whispering from the corner. Sometimes happiness jumps up. Sometimes sadness wants to take over. But the moment you let any one of those emotions grab the wheel, you crash. That's what happens when you react without thinking. You give the wheel your emotions, and they don't know how to drive something they know will hurt you. In that split second, your blood gets hot, your heart beats faster, your face changes. You want to snap, say something back, prove you're strong. That's your impulse speaking. But what if, just before you open your mouth, you stop? Just for 5 seconds. And in that pause, you ask yourself, do I really want to lose my peace for this? Is their poison worth my energy? Most of the time, the answer is no. This moment, this pause, it is your real power. Because anyone can shout back, anyone can react, but it takes strength to stay calm. It takes wisdom to stay silent when silence is stronger. You are not weak for walking away. You are strong for choosing peace over drama. Every time you hold back a reaction that doesn't serve you, you are training your mind. You are not just controlling emotions, you are building your future. Because the way you respond to small things decides how you handle big things. And this power doesn't take years to learn. It takes just one habit. Pause before you respond. That's it. Whenever you feel triggered, breathe in. Count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then ask, what is the intelligent thing to do? If you do this every day, it becomes natural. You begin to think before you speak. You begin to see the full picture, not just the moment. You become the kind of person who leads with wisdom, not ego. This habit is small, but it can change your entire life. At work, it helps you handle pressure. At home, it helps you avoid fights. With friends, it helps you build respect. And most of all, with yourself, it helps you trust your own mind, because you are no longer afraid of how you will react. You know you will respond with strength. Emotional control is not about pretending you don't feel things. It's about noticing your feelings, understanding them, and choosing how to act. It's like seeing a wave coming, but instead of letting it drown you, you surf on it. You ride it with skill. That's what mastery looks like. So now ask yourself, how do you usually react when you're angry? Do you shout? Do you shut down? Or do you pause, breathe, and think? What would your life look like if you always paused? How many regrets could you avoid? How many relationships could you save? How much peace could you protect? Remember, you are not a puppet. Your emotions are not your master. You are the driver of your mind. Every time you choose to respond with wisdom, you take one step closer to the best version of yourself. You build self-respect. You build self-trust. And that is real power. That is how you touch your mind, not just to feel better, but to become better. So next time you feel the fire inside you rising, don't run with it. Stop, count to 5, breathe, and choose the path that makes you proud, not the one that makes you regret. This is how you take back control. This is how you begin to live like a warrior, not with anger, but with. Chapter 3. Guarding the Gates of Your Mind. You have 5 gates that open directly into your mind. Your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your nose, and your sense of touch. These are not just body parts, they are doors. And every single day, things are entering through those doors. Words, images, sounds, smells, tastes, emotions, ideas. Most people don't even notice. They let everything in. But if you are not careful about what enters your gates, you are not protecting your mind. And an unprotected mind becomes a troubled mind. Think about this. What you see, you remember. What you hear, you repeat. What you eat, you become. What you touch, you absorb. What you smell, you associate. Your senses are not just physical, they are emotional. They don't just collect data. They build your inner world. This is how your thoughts are born. This is how your moods change. This is how your mind becomes either a peaceful home or a noisy prison. Let's look at a normal day. You wake up and pick up your phone. You scroll through news, most of it is negative. You scroll through posts. Some make you feel insecure, others make you feel jealous. You turn on the TV. There's shouting, fighting, drama. You walk outside. People are gossiping, complaining, cursing. Then you wonder, Why do I feel so tired? Why am I anxious? Why can't I focus? The answer is simple. You are letting poison into your mind every day. Now imagine your mind is a beautiful garden. You want flowers, you want peace, you want growth. But what if every day you pour dirty water into it? What if you throw garbage over the fence? What if you never give it sunlight? Can that garden bloom? No, it will die slowly. And that is exactly what happens to your mental peace when you feed your senses with garbage. The garden becomes dark. Now weeds grow, thorns take over, and beauty disappears. But the good news is, you can clean your garden. You can guard your gates. And it starts with one simple decision: becoming aware of what you allow inside. This is not about being strict. It's about being wise. If you love yourself, you don't feed your mind trash. You feed it with truth, with peace, with love. That means instead of watching random violent shows at night, you watch one motivational video. Instead of listening to sad songs that make you cry over old memories, you play music that lifts your heart. Instead of joining gossip, you sit in silence, or you read something meaningful. Let's be real. No one ever felt happy after watching 3 hours of drama. No one ever felt calm after scrolling negative posts all day. And no one ever felt strong after filling their mind with noise. But many people have changed their lives by changing their inputs. A better input means a better mood. A better mood means a better choice. A better choice means a better life. If your room is full of loud noise and clutter, your thoughts feel heavy. If your time is full of distractions, your focus becomes weak. Everything is connected. The outside world flows in through your 5 gates. And if you don't filter it, it takes over. That's why guarding your senses is not just spiritual, it's practical. It's not just for monks, it's for anyone who wants peace. So ask yourself today, what did I see that made me feel anxious? What did I hear that made me feel low? What did I eat that gave me no energy? What did I touch that made me uncomfortable? What did I smell that brought back a painful memory? These questions are powerful because once you start noticing, you start changing. You don't need to shut out the whole world. You just need to filter it, like a water filter, like a music playlist, like a guest list at the door of your mind. Only let in what feeds your soul. Only let in what helps you grow. Start small. Replace one thing. Change one song. Choose one peaceful video. Eat one cleaner meal. Say no to one toxic voice. This is how you clean your mental energy. This is how you protect your inner space. And slowly, your garden starts to bloom again. The fog lifts. The noise fades, and your true self begins to shine. Remember, you are not too sensitive. You are awake. You are not being boring. You are being strong. You are not being extreme. You are being free. Because freedom is not just about doing what you want. It's about feeling how you want. And when you guard your gates, you guard your peace. When you guard your peace, you find your power. This is the way forward. This is how you touch your mind, with awareness, with respect, with protection. Chapter 4. Memory is a choice. Your past is not a prison, but it can become one if you never stop living inside it. Most people don't realize this. They think the past is something they are trapped in, But the truth is, the past only lives where you allow it to live, in your memory. You carry it, not because it's still happening, but because your mind keeps opening the same pages again and again. Think of your mind like a photo album. Every experience you've had is a page in that book. Some pages are bright. They show moments of joy, peace, laughter, strength. Others are dark, full of failure, rejection, heartbreak, pain. Now here's the secret. You don't have to read every page every day. You can choose which ones you revisit. But most people don't know that. They keep flipping back to the same painful pages, again and again. Let's be honest. Everyone has memories that hurt. Maybe you failed an exam. Maybe someone you loved broke your heart. Maybe your parents didn't believe in you. Maybe someone betrayed your trust. Those moments stay with us, and that's okay. It means you felt deeply. But what's not okay is using those old moments to punish yourself forever. Every time you wake up and think about that one thing that broke you, you are reliving pain that doesn't need to live anymore. Why do we do this? Why do we remember the bad more than the good? Maybe because pain screams louder. Maybe because we were told we are not allowed to forget. But healing begins when you realize this one truth. You are the one holding the photo album, and you can decide which page you want to open today. Try this now. Think back. Somewhere in your past, there's a moment when you helped someone. Maybe you made someone smile. Maybe you stood up for someone. Maybe you did something brave, even if no one saw it. Or maybe you just got out of bed on a hard day and faced life. That counts. That is strength. That is something worth remembering. When you start focusing on these moments, something inside you shifts. You stop feeling like a victim of your story. You start feeling like the author. And when you become the author, you can begin rewriting the tone of your life. That doesn't mean you forget what happened. It means you stop letting it control how you feel now. Here's a simple practice. When you catch yourself remembering something painful, pause and ask, what is one good memory I can think of instead? It can be small, a moment of kindness, a personal win, a peaceful walk, anything that reminds you of who you truly are. Do this every day. Make it a habit, and you'll see that your emotional energy starts to shift. Because memory is not just about the past, it's about your present. What you remember most often becomes what you feel most often. If you only remember how someone hurt you, you stay angry. If you only remember how you failed, you stay afraid. But if you remember how you kept going, how you learned, how you healed, then you feel strong. You feel alive. This is not just theory. It's how real transformation begins. You are not your worst day. You are not the mistake you made 5 years ago. You are not that one moment when someone made you feel small. You are everything you've overcome. You are every lesson you've learned. You are every time you stood back up. So start choosing your memories like you choose your clothes. Don't wear the old ones full of shame and sorrow every day. Pick the ones that fit your new story. Pick the ones that show your light, that remind you you're more than your pain. You are not here to carry the weight of the past forever. You are here to use your past as fuel, as strength, as wisdom, as proof that you have survived, that you are still here, still breathing, still growing, And the more you choose good memories, the more you start creating them. Life becomes lighter. You smile more. You sleep better. You trust yourself again. Not because the past changed, but because your focus did. Remember, pain may knock at the door, but you decide if it stays for dinner. You decide if it lives in your mind rent-free. Start choosing peace. Start choosing power. Start choosing the pages that help you rise. This is how you rewrite your story. This is how you begin again. This is how you touch your mind, not with pain, but with purpose. Chapter 5. The first real step to power. The truth is, the power you've been searching for, it's already inside you. It's not in some perfect book. It's not in someone else's approval. It's not waiting at the top of a mountain. It's inside your own mind, right now, like a hidden fire waiting to be lit. This video is not the fire. It is the match. It is not the lock. It is the key. But only you can use it. You don't need a brand new life. You don't need to run away or start over. What you need is a new mind, a trained mind, a mind that listens to your higher self, not just your old habits. Because every change you want in your life, more peace, more focus, more strength, starts in your mind. That is the center. That is the control room. And now you have the map. You've learned 4 powerful truths. First, avoid the traps of temporary pleasure. Don't fall for the fake highs that lead to real lows. Choose what feels right in the long term, not just what feels good right now. This alone makes you stronger than most people. Second, learn to respond with intelligence, not emotion. Pause, think, choose your reaction. That's not weakness, that's power. Third, guard your gates. Watch what you let into your mind through your senses. What you see, what you hear, what you touch, all of it shapes you. Clean your mental diet the way you clean your room. Fourth, choose your memories. Let go of the old pain. Open the good pages. Make your past a teacher, not a master. These 4 lessons are not just ideas. They are tools. And now you must use them, not just once, but daily. Every morning, every night, ask yourself, did I avoid the trap? Did I respond with wisdom? Did I protect my senses? Did I remember the good? At first, it feels hard. Then it becomes a habit, and one day, it becomes who you are. Mind control is not magic. It is not something only monks or masters do. It's a daily decision, a choice you make when no one is watching, a simple no to one distract, a deep breath before one reaction, a quiet moment instead of a loud one. That is how real strength is built, not in loud battles, but in silent wins. Some days you will slip. That's okay. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to become aware, to catch yourself, to stand up again. Every time you do that, you become stronger. Every small win adds up. And suddenly, you realize you're not the same person you were a month ago. You're clearer, quieter inside, more focused, more powerful. And here's something special. While you're doing all this, you are also learning English, living it, using it to change your life. That kind of learning sticks. It's emotional. It becomes part of you. So don't think of this video as just a life lesson. Think of it as a double gift. You're improving your mind and your language at the same time. That's not small, that's big. Most language learners just study words. You are studying yourself through words. That is the deepest way to learn. And finally, remember this. You are not weak. You're just not trained yet. You don't need to hate yourself to grow. You just need to guide yourself. You don't need 100 books. You need one honest voice inside you saying, I'm ready now. And you are ready. That's why this video found you. That's why you didn't scroll past. That's why you're still here. You've taken the first real step. You've started the journey, and no one can take that from you. From this moment on, everything changes. Not because the world will suddenly become easier, but because you will become stronger. And that strength, that clarity, that peace, it all begins with one thing, your mind. This is how you touch your mind. This is how you wake it up. This is how you begin to rise.